Ooh, that's so official. This meeting is being recorded. We are live and we are here together doing our I Said Best You business Zoom tonight. And I am stepping in for the amazing Miss Debbie Beebe. She is busy. It's a busy day for so many people. And as usual, you guys know that we love to celebrate our team members because it is part of our community to celebrate success of others. And it's such a rare and treasured gift that we get to share, really. And I just love the ability to be able to just shout out to all these amazing leaders who are building their business and showing and proving with every individual. You put in the work, you get to have success. So if they can do it, you can do it. So it's just more confirmation on that regard. So I'm going to say the sponsor. And of course, you guys can celebrate on the side. Let's get some clapping going. I'm going to say the sponsor, the rank, and then the name. All right. So we have Dr. Colleen Olitsky. She's a new consultant, Zachary Sisler. Sponsor, Becky Migliaccio. I think I said that right. New consultant, Jennifer Skinner. Jennifer Ramos, a new consultant, Debbie Royce. We've got, Jada Wright, sponsor Jada Wright. She's a new consultant, Charlene Alexander. We've got sponsor Matt Oakes, new consultant, Drew Jordan. Got sponsor Brenda Scatino, new consultant, Michelle Guinane. Alvy Shepard is our sponsor for this next one, a new consultant, Eric Smith. Now we have a new our sponsor is Michael Jewell. He is a new manager, Becky Migliaccio. I'm not Italian. I mean, I'm married to an Italian. I'm not very good with the names. Sorry, guys. Now we have a sponsor, Becky Migliaccio. She has a new manager, Brenda Scatino. Sponsor, Andrea Metzler. New consultant, Elizabeth Sable. And sponsor, Frankie Hernandez. New consultant, Elizabeth Rodriguez. Yay, you guys. Congratulations. All right. And I just am so excited because I heard what this man is going to train on today. And better get your pens and papers out. That's all I got to say, because you're going to be taking notes. You're going to want to hear what he has to say. He's got such amazing nuggets. I don't really have to introduce you guys, but we know that he's a professional athlete. He is down in our Down Under team in Australia, and he's just fabulous. I just love to hear him train. I can't wait to hear what he has to say tonight. I get to turn the call over to Mark Greer. Yay.
Yeah, thanks, Stephanie. I hope you can hear me. Can you?
Again, got some background music there, but that's all right.
Who? Me or?
You do, I think.
No.
No?
No. Anyway, I'm in the car, but everything's off. So I'm going to apologise, everybody. It's been a bit of a rush morning. I'm in the car at the moment, not a bit better environment. But anyway, we'll make it do. As Stephanie said, we're standing in for Debbie and Jeff today. So, so I wanted to talk a little bit about when we're talking to someone about, our system. Remember that no one will change anything unless they see a value in it for them. Okay, so, but before I get into that, one of the millionaires in the Millionaire Club here in Australia, Scotty Woods with Isogenics, had some real great posting the other day here that some may have seen, may not have seen. So I want to just pass this on from a product point of view, and then I'll lead into what I want to train on today. And what Scotty said was, Scotty's a personal trainer, as I said, a millionaire in Isogenics, have been very successful here in Australia. And one of the things he said was, if weight loss is what you're looking for as a goal, okay, remember, we're a health system. Some people want to put on weight, some people want to have performance goals, some want to put muscle. We're a health system. And if you're healthy, weight management is a side effect of being healthy. And so one of the things that Scotty said was obviously the basis of losing weight is calorie control, a calorie deficit. Okay, and then you'll get to a point where those calories balance out with the calories you burn as the basis of losing weight. One of the things he said is the problem that most people is when they try to reduce calories in a normal whole food sort of diet, they're already 99% of people are depleting the calories and on an already depleted nutritional eating regime. Okay, so you think about that they're not getting the right nutrition before they start cutting calories. So they're by doing that, they're cutting what nutritional value they're getting already, which is going to lead to muscle loss, which is going to lead to lack of energy, lack of sleep, hormone imbalances, stress, everything just goes out of whack. Okay, so one of the things with isogenics is we're calorie controlled, nutritionally dense systems. So yes, we're controlling the calories, but we've still got that nutritionally dense supplements and meals and everything going into it. So it's very important. If you're talking to someone that go, well, I can do it with whole foods, we take the human element out of it. The science has been done for us. It's proving time and time again from the system and the products. So we take the human element out of the nutritional side of things while controlling the calories. That's why isogenics have so many great results. We take that human element. You don't need to know about foods. You don't need to know what's in each food. You don't need to know the composition of the protein, carbs, and fats on your meals. And that's why it works. So I thought it was a great thing. I just wanted to share with everyone today that Scotty really hit home with me is you're talking to someone and they think, oh, I want to die. Okay? Guess what? They're depleting already depleted nutritional programs by reducing calories. Okay? And all the side effects and even long term, the health side effects that come from doing that. So I hope that's a little bit of a nugget talking to people about a little bit of a difference with isogenics and different, why it works so much better. Okay, so yeah. So saying that, one of the things I wanted to talk today about feelings. So the human being will not do anything, change anything, even 2 degrees, 2%. Won't change a thing unless the reward, the feeling, outweighs the effort that you need to put in to make that change. Okay, we want to go and buy a handbag. I'm looking at you, Monique. If we want to go and buy a handbag, for example, not that I've ever done this, right? You're doing it because it makes you feel good. Okay, you get some sort of a feeling out of it. Recently, I had to, well, my brother and myself went and chopped down a heap of trees at our parents' house, at our elder parents' house. We didn't want to do it. But for us, there was no joy in chopping down trees and climbing trees and doing all that. But we knew the reward for helping our parents out outweighed the effort we needed to put in. Okay, so that feeling again. We felt good that we were helping our parents out. Okay, even though we didn't like what we were doing, we did it. It was that feeling. So when you're talking to people about, they say they want to lose some weight, they want to get more energy, they want to better sleep, stress, whatever it might be for them, we need to find out what that is. Okay, and keep asking questions. They want to lose some weight. Well, how important is that to you? How will you feel when you lose whatever their goal is, 20 pounds? Okay? How will you feel when you do that? Why is it important to you? Okay? Because remember, we need to plug into that feeling when they hit they get started and after week 1, oh man, this is hard, I'm hungry or whatever it might be for them. Because it's 10 to 12 days to form habits and 10 to 12 days to break habits. That's a proven fact. Okay, so that first 2 weeks basically is when you really need to mentor and coach your people and keep them plugged into that feeling. Why did they get started? Okay, now it goes the same from the income side. Why do people want to earn extra income? How will that make them feel when they get an extra $100 a week? What's their end goal? Now, it might be to take their family on a holiday. How will you feel when you're on that holiday? So you paint a story. How will you feel when you're on that holiday? When you're looking at your children and your family, your partner, they're having the best time of their life. How will that make you feel? Okay? That's what gets people through tough days. That's the days when you're tired. That's when the days when you get a few no's. They're the days when you go, oh, geez, when's someone going to come on board? You know, this is a pain or whatever. The reward outweighs the effort. It's the same as when we're talking about finding people's why. When you think about it, the why is a feeling. I want, you know, it might be, I want to get a new house. Why? Why is that important to you? I want to have it for a good house for my family. Why is that important to you? Keep asking the person why that is important to them until you start getting a bit of feeling from them, start getting a bit of emotion, you're starting to plug into their why. Okay, so you know that's the key. Then when they hit their rock, when they hit their plateau, they're finding it a bit tough. You don't hear from them for a while. That's when you plug them back in. Now I'm struggling. You know, this is tough, or whatever it might be for them. Okay, plug them back in. Remember, you want $100 a week to take your family on a holiday. How are you going to feel if you can't take them on that holiday when summer comes around? Or winter, you might want to go skiing. How are you going to feel when that comes around and you haven't done it? How are you going to feel? Pretty bad. So let's, you know, how will you feel when you are there? So plug them back into the positive side all the time, okay? And that's leverage. That's the leverage that you need as a mentor, as a coach, as a friend, to help these people achieve their goals. Because once you get through that first 10 to 12 days, they're starting to break the old habits and form the new habits, and it becomes a new lifestyle. This is not a diet. Isogenics is about lifestyle changes. Lifestyle changes are long term. Diets come and go. Okay, so that leverage is really, really important. So again, ask those questions when you're with someone, you know, and I'll put my hand up. I'm a bit of a, you know, facts and figures, technical guy, what's in it, whatever else. I've got to be very mindful that I don't say, oh yeah, you know, our meal replacements have 23 vitamins and minerals and the perfect balance of protein, carbs and fats and 23 or 36 green options, blah, 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 right? It just rattles off. But if I said to someone, what are you trying to achieve? You know, is it weight loss? Is it health? Is it energy? What is it for you? You know, performance. If I could give you a solution to achieve your goals, how would that make you feel? I haven't mentioned one thing about the products. I'm just giving them a solution. Because remember, you'll either find a way or you'll find an excuse. If it's important to you, you'll find a way. So plug into that feeling of why it's important to them. Right? And I think it was Henry Ford said, if you think it's easy, it's easy. If you think it's hard, it's hard. Either way, you're right. Okay, so remember, plug into that positive, good feeling about whatever they're doing. Because humans will not do a thing unless there's some sort of a good feeling reward for them. As I said, buying a handbag for Monique, a set of shoes, getting your hair done, you know, all those sort of things. How does it make you feel? Right? And as I said, when team members slow down, they stop, you don't hear from them for a while, there's a reason. They've hit a plateau. We all do it. We all hit a plateau. Okay, we all have to make changes. It goes through our close friends, and then we've got to start building and attracting people and attracting our new tribe. All right, and I'll go back. Monique and myself know a gentleman called Dave Dillingham, and he's an amazing businessman, multi-millionaire, and an amazing guy. Really kind-hearted gentleman. He's in his, I think, the 80s now, Monique. I think that's right. Is that right, Monique? Not? Yeah. And I always remember him saying, plan with passion. Plan with purpose, execute with passion. Right? So always make a plan, talk to someone, and then execute it with passion. Your energy that you portray will attract your tribe. Okay? Attract the people to you. Right? So always remember, be excited. Be excited about what you're going to share. That's that feeling again. When you see someone and you smile and they smile back, how are you making them feel? It all comes back to feelings. We're human beings. So again, people will not make a change or do something different unless the reward outweighs the effort or the change. So make that reward, that feeling for them so big they don't have a choice. Let's get started. Okay, so and that's simple, guys. It's that easy. Always plug back into the why. How would it make you feel? So, you know, Stephanie, I know you wanted to add in some things about training you've heard recently about the leverage, which is what I just mentioned about the leverage. The leverage we need from people, their feelings, the reward is going to outweigh the effort. So do you want to add in something about what you said, you heard about the leverage?
Absolutely. Thanks. That was amazing. I love the point that you made about the when you take a person's diet and you change it and their diet's already depleted from nutrients and they cut the calories back, they're that's just so, but ours is calorie reduction, but the quality and the nutrient density of it is so high that when you cut the calories back, you're not depleting your body of anything. That's super powerful. I love that lesson in there from Scotty. That's powerful. And definitely leverage. And I think it's applicable for the people that we're coaching, but I think it's just as applicable for ourselves. We need our own leverage to do our projects and the tasks that we may not feel like doing. And I love today, where I was listening to the master your market workshop with Kiki, who was out of Tony Robbins' office. She's mentioned leverage, and she talked about when you have someone who doesn't like to read, but she hides in the book clues to a address that she can find that's going to have like $90 million. That person's going to sit back and read that book. They're going to take that time to do it. That's the leverage that you need to motivate yourself. And you can do the same thing with the people you're coaching when you coach yourself, because being an entrepreneur sometimes can be a little challenging if you've never done it before. Because if you're going from a job where you report at a certain time and you know your tasks you're supposed to do and you get that stuff done, but then you get to have the time freedom and you become your own entrepreneur, you have to apply those same things to yourself, because there's no one standing over your shoulder to make sure you do those reach outs and present and roll and follow up and encourage and check in with that why with our people who were getting motivated to stay on track. Right. So I love that. That's so powerful.
Yeah. And that's, I was going to say, yeah, exactly what you said there about, finding that trigger point for someone. So for that gentleman, didn't like reading the book, but money was obviously going to have one of the things, But why? The money can't do anything, right? It's what you do with the money that's going to bring you that feeling. But the money was the first step to achieving whatever that person wanted. And it's a great point, Stephanie, you brought up, if I can add in, for all the new people that may not have heard this before. If you haven't heard it, it's a great thing to remember. When you're first talking with someone, you've attracted someone that's inquired through one of your, maybe your Facebook messages, a friend of a friend. You don't really know them that well. One of the things that you can really cover all bases to find their trigger point is the old form. So FORM. Okay. So F is for family. Is that their trigger point? Is that their number one? It's very important to me to try to be the best father I can be to my family and lead by example. Okay. So that's family. O, occupation. Okay. Are they happy with their occupation? Do they want to do it forever? Would they like to do something different that gave them more time? Why don't they? What stopped them from doing something like that before? Okay. So you'll find out their pain point and what they're looking for. R is recreation. Okay. What do they like to do in their spare time? How would they like to have more spare time to do that more? Okay. So that's all what we can offer with Isogenics and network marketing. M is money. Now, as I said, the same $20 can do good and it can do evil. It's the person behind the $20, right? So the money can't do a thing. It's what you can do with it. So why is money important to someone? Is it because they want to pay the bills? They want to, take the family on a holiday. They want to make a difference in their family or someone's life. Okay, and there's a gentleman here, Adrian. I met him at the Social Collective event I spoke at here for Isogenics on the Gold Coast recently. We had that first live event. Where we got people together again, and Adrian was on stage with me, and it really hits home. We don't understand how lucky some of us are. And he broke down when he's got 4 boys, okay, and him and his wife could not afford for his 4 boys to go get haircuts. And he just said, "This is a life. This is not life." Now he doesn't have to worry. They want to go get haircuts. He has to have boys off to go because he started building Isogenics. He still works, But now that $200, $300, $400, whatever he's making a week, has just helped them pay the bills. They don't have to worry about when the bill comes in. They get to have their kids have haircuts. You know, they love their rugby league is what they play. And they get to do that now, because it's expensive to play sports for kids these days. By the time you kit them out with all their boots and everything else and going on team excursions, all that sort of stuff. But when I saw this grown man break down because he couldn't afford to get his kids their haircuts, it's pretty powerful, you know, and imagine how powerful that was for him. Think about how would he feel if you didn't have to worry about a bill again. How would you feel if you could give your kids more than you've ever given them before, right? To experience more out of life. That was his why. He's an amazing young guy. He's an amazing guy, amazing father, and he's an isogenic. So, yeah, that's what this does to people, guys. So, again, form. It's a great thing if you're trying to find that trigger point, just FORM. Family, occupation, recreation, and money. So I hope that's a little bit of a nugget for you to remember to write that down as you're learning along the way. Just cover it through your normal conversations. We do it every day. We just don't realize we're doing it.
Yeah, it's amazing. I know earlier today on the pros call, I mentioned having habits of and practicing your script so that you're prepared for what to say. And the more prepared you are, the more comfortable you feel, and the easier it is to just roll off the tongue. For when you're in a conversation that you, out of the blue, all of a sudden Isogenics pops up. If you're not prepared to say, oh, I have this amazing product that's totally would fit what problem you're just told me about, you'll stumble over it and you'll feel like you messed it up. But when you practice, you've got that down pat and you're not so scared to say it. And I know I mentioned even practicing what you're going to say to someone who has an objection too, but you're like the form, that's such a great easy guide to go through to help establish trust and security with another person, to build that relationship so that you know them on a more personal level and that you can help them stay motivated. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
And so, and again, those the objections, there's a couple of different, once again, acronyms and everything you can use for them. For one of them is feel, felt, found. So there's that feeling again, remember, feeling, felt. So you know what, I felt the same way when I started Isogenics. You know what I found? So you go through feel, felt, found. Have a look. It's in the training notes in IBU, I think, and on the IBU website. Okay, yep. It's there. So practice your objections, guys, and it just comes normally, because basically you're not saying no, they're not right. You're saying, I know exactly. I felt the same way. I know exactly how you're feeling. But you know what I found? And then you can go through your story, okay, or whatever want relates to them. Okay, so it all comes back to that feeling again. And suddenly they're listening because, oh, this guy's no different to me. Or this lady's no different to me. Sorry. Yeah. I've got to be very careful these days. So
individual.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, it's very important. And as Monique just posted, which is another great nugget, was move people, not product. Okay? So for any of the new people on here, and you're worried about all the ingredients and everything that's in all the products and where it all fits, don't get too carried away about it, okay? Practice more about the scripts. Practice more about finding those whys from people. You're going to have more success doing that than you will knowing every single ingredient in the product.
That's so true. That's so true. Knowing all of the ingredients in the product can actually hurt you in the long run, because people get intimidated because they think, oh, I can't duplicate that. But when you can connect with someone on a personal level with your feelings and find their why and really establish a relationship, that's a little bit more doable for everyone. I think it's a much more obtainable than, especially if you're not into the facts and figures or into the ingredients of things of that nature. So, and it's funny because Monique totally wrote that in the in the chat. She said,
well, she did.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I so saw it, and I thought that's a great point. Exactly what we're talking about.
Yep.
This is all about duplication. We can't duplicate ourselves, guys, but we can duplicate the systems. The science is there. Okay, we can duplicate the scripts, we can duplicate the questions to ask, but as I said again, be interested in the person. Don't try to be interesting to them.
Yes.
Okay, it's all about them. Remember, it's all about them.
Yes.
And that is a real key. So get good at that. You become more interested in caring about people. The company that Monique and myself and was in before, they were Tara or other people are on this call today. But one of the top achievers in that company, straight out said, I don't know a thing about the products. I really don't. I just know what they do and they work. If you want to know what's in them, go to our page. I'll send you the info. Okay? But this is what I know they do. And she became very good at building a culture, building a following, and everyone loved her because she was down to earth and she was always about the people, all about the person. She was honestly a bit like Jeff and Debbie. They were just a caring, sincere, caring people. Okay, and that's exactly one reason, besides that they're legends and they're so good at what they do, they're all about the people, plugging into what's important to them.
It's amazing. Yes. Whew. Well, that was some powerful stuff. And I see Miss Debbie Beebe is online too. I see you. Hello. Spying on us. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
So
No.
sorry, Stephanie, if anyone's got any questions or whatever, by the way, because obviously we've put this together at the last minute because Jeff and Dennis couldn't make it today. If anyone's got any questions, we'll do the best we can with all the leaders on here to answer a question for you, for sure.
Sure. I think you guys can unmute individually. If you do have a question, we could open it up. I also realized too that I actually missed a couple rank advancements. I didn't scroll down far enough on our page, so I need to announce 2 more rank advancements. So we have a sponsor, Berenice Mendoza. She has a new consultant, Sylviette Martinez, and Debbie and Jeff Beebe. They have a new consultant, Yvette Tuning. Yay! Congratulations, guys. Okay, so questions or anything like that so far? It's always so quiet at this part.
No, that's good then. We must have done all right then. We must have answered everything
all the
for
questions in advance.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention something.
Sure.
Mark, thank you very much. And what you said about, not knowing the exact ingredients, I find myself getting caught up in how many grams of this, how many grams of that. And I really like that. I don't know the exact ingredients. I can get you the info if you want, but I know they worked. Here's these before and after pictures and what they've done for me and other people that have taken them. I love that. Thank you.
No problem, Sean. And I think you write on the chat too, Sean, about the feeling you got when you paid for your car payment. I mean, how did that make you feel?
Amazing. I mean, started with the water bill, then the electric bill, then the truck payment, and it just feels amazing.
Yeah. No, well done, buddy. It's so good. I know. It's so good. As I said, unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, my daughter had a head-on in a car. It wasn't her fault. It was a taxi wrong side of the road. Now she's this is a while ago. She's good, about a year ago. But if I hadn't had isogenics, I couldn't have gone out and bought her another car the next day. And so she was all worried about what we're going to do. I said, look, it's fine. You pay me back when you can. Let's get you on the road. Let's get you a safe car. And that's what we did. So we got her a better car and with more safety features and everything else. But, and everyone was all right. But that's just the beauty of what we can do for our family. I wouldn't have been able to do it without isogenics. So it made me feel so good again as a dad that I could help my daughter out. So, no, well done, Sean. That's fantastic. So good.
Absolutely. That's great. And that feeling is going to carry you through so many rough times, those wall kicking moments, because they're going to come. That's the other thing. It's like, I love the transparency of our leaders when they're like, you're going to have that moment. You're going to have that moment when you are kicking the wall and you're this close to quitting, but you're going to remember this moment. You're going to remember how it felt. You're going to remember your why. You're going to tap back into it. And you're going to push through. And I love that image of the guy trying to tunnel down and he's trying to look for diamonds. And he's like this far from the wall, on the other side, he'd break through this huge cavern of diamonds. And that's really so perfect illustration of what can happen in this industry. Just
Yeah.
don't quit. Never give up.
That's it. I think it's a book called 3 Feet from Goal. It's actually
Yes.
a story. One guy gave up. He was 3 feet from the gold vein and everything, and then another set of miners came in and took over. Boom. They got the benefit of all his hard work. So yeah, exactly right. Don't quit. And if you hit a plateau, whatever, talk to one of the leaders. If you're not getting results, talk to one of the leaders. And again, I'd say to everyone on this call today, whether you're old, new, young, experienced, just always plug back into, how am I going to feel when I achieve my why? How am I going to feel? Picture it. The vision board, things like that. Close your eyes. How are you going to feel when you can achieve it? I know Frankie Hernandez, absolute legend, is so good at this vision creating and the feeling that comes from achieving your goal. I also want you to plug in this. It's a bit of a negative, so always feel with the positive. How are you going to feel if you don't achieve it? How are you going to feel if you let your family down? How are you going to feel if you let your mum down? One of my goals is to take my mum and dad away overseas. Okay, and what if I can't do that?
Guys.
What if? So I focus on how I'm going to feel when it happens. But if I need motivation, I'm going to say no. I'm tired. I don't want to pick up the phone. I'm tired, but I need to do it for mum and dad. I need to do it for family. Whatever your why is, plug back into. So if you really want to shock yourself, what if you don't achieve it? What are your options? So people are looking at isogenics for the nutritional side. They're looking at isogenics from the income side. The great question is, what are your options? What are your options to achieve what you want? Why haven't you done them in the past? What stopped you? And you're straight away going to find out the type of person, their roadblocks, and then plug back into their why. How would you feel if this was what it was for you? Because what are your options?
Right.
To have time freedom and that residual income coming in. Yeah. So, shock yourself. What if you don't make it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Does everyone know the saying, the biggest obstacle we all have? Does anyone know what the biggest obstacle we all have? I'm holding my phone, so I can't do it. If you get your thumb, 2 hands, and put it like that. Stephanie, can you do it? 2 hands? Yeah, that's it. Now put it to your ears. That's it. The 6 inches between your ears is what's stopping us all from achieving our goals. Okay? It's that 6 inches between our ears, nothing else. We all have everything we need if we can master this. And we all battle. Jeff, Debbie, we all do it. We all have those days. So plug back into your why. That's why so many people start in the morning with their vision board, their affirmations, their mind work. Okay? Get that right, because there's always good in everything. There is good in everything. Like I said to my daughter, the good out of this is, one, we're going to get you a better car. The good out of this is that we now got you a safer car. The good out of this is you realise how important it is to stay focused. It wasn't her fault, but to stay focused.
Right.
Okay. The good out of this is you're safe. So let's make sure you get a safe car. So that's the good in it all. There's always good in everything. So I'm sitting in this car is only a week old, right? So I got it on a Saturday. 3 days later, I got a flat tire. I'm thinking, you're kidding me, brand new car. It still had the little rubbery sort of things on the wheel. It was that new. And you're kidding me. But I picked up a nail, okay? And I thought, okay, if this is the worst that happens to my car, I'm all good. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Okay? So, yeah, I got an extra workout because I just come out of the gym and here was the flat tire. So I needed another workout to change the tire. But anyway, so there's always good in everything, guys. No matter how bad it is, how tough it is, there's always good. Every obstacle is actually an opportunity. Okay, so, yeah. But, yeah, guys, so I really hope that keeps everyone going. The new people keep focused. It's like an apprenticeship. The first year apprentice doesn't get a lot of money because he's learning the trade. And as he learns the trade and goes through first year, second year, third year, the income increases because you become more of a tradesman, more of an expert, more of a mentor, more of a coach. This is the same. You're going to get there a lot quicker if you do it every day, consistently, just like an apprentice goes to work every day, learns the trade, applies the trade, boom, the results come. you become better.
Yeah, exactly. And that apprentice, what is he doing? He's practicing. He's practicing every day, getting better, getting better, getting better,
Every
getting
day.
better,
Make
which
it,
is
yeah.
what we do, right? I mean, we practice every day, doing the same thing every day. And I remember we talked earlier as well about that difference, which just the shift, that slight little, Kiki called it today a 2 millimeter shift. The 2 millimeter shift will change your whole view of your world, and creating the habit and creating the pattern, because we all have patterns. So a lot of people might come and say, well, I'm not very disciplined. Of course you are. Do you brush your teeth every day? Do you get dressed? Do you take a shower? Do you do the same thing in the shower? You might even have a routine that you follow in the shower. That when do you do you wash your hair first and then your face, or your face and then your hair? Like, you have to really think about the different kind of patterns we have. And with isogenics, some people can be a little intimidated by following and changing that lifestyle. You were talking earlier about changing and how difficult it can be and overwhelming. But you know what? Add a shake in the morning. That's a new, easy, simple 30-second add a shake in the morning. It will start to domino effect and flow down so that you start to create new and better and better and better lifestyle habits, because this is a lifestyle change, right? So, so powerful, so powerful. Just a little bit of shift makes a big difference.
Well, it does. And once again, for the new people, one of the things, because I have so much going on and I can't remember yesterday. Okay, so I'm no good at just running off my mind. So I use my phone. You know, I put alarms in my phone. They're still there every day, 10, 12, 2, 4, 8. And that's for my morning tea, my lunch, because I get so busy, I don't want to get to lunch and I miss morning tea. Okay, because I want to stick to the program. I want to get the best results. It's the same as I still use an old diary, right? Because I can open it up and I feel, like I said, I've planned with purpose, and now it's up to me to execute that with passion. I block out my isogenic time each day. For me, it's in the morning. I get up my paddle, that's my exercise, and then I do my first few hours of isogenics, and then I've got to go to work. That bloody W word. But anyway, some people like their job, I don't. But anyway, hopefully one day I won't have to. But yeah, so make it happen every day. It's discipline. It's just discipline. And don't let your environment control your future. That's a big one. Don't let your environment control your future. Your future is the plan you put together. And just execute it. And like you're saying, with the apprentice goes to work, learn his trade, and he makes mistakes all the time. It's only a mistake if you keep doing it. It's a learning curve if you change and learn from it. Okay, so it's the same. We all make mistakes. You get off the call and go, oh man, I should have said this. I could have done that better. I didn't ask this. Well, next time, just write it down and remember it. Have your little questionnaire, your form questionnaire, and then where that's going to take you. And then eventually, again, like a builder. A builder can pick up the hammer and hit the head of the nail every single time, half the time without even looking, because it's just become muscle memory. Right? That's exactly what we do. It just becomes muscle memory. I mean, you look at Jeff when he talks to people, you go, man, it's so fluid because he's done it so many times. Practice makes perfect. The same as an athlete. An athlete, practice, 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 practice. And the same as an elite athlete. The only difference between an elite athlete and a good athlete is the 2%ers. You know, the 2% is staying extra after training, kicking a few more balls, doing a bit more gym, doing a bit more running, whatever it is for your sport. It's the 2%ers that is the difference between the good and the elite. That's it. So
Yeah, powerful. So we can all be professionals. It's out there for us. It's just a matter of getting it in our habit, leveraging our own feelings to keep us motivated to do those daily things day in and day out, even if we don't feel like it, doing it and making it a habit, which is one of the reasons why I really enjoy like the hour of power concept, because when you block in that time, you plan that time to do your work. And again, that quote, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So get organized however you need to, with your phone, with a paper diary, with paper calendar, however you do it, so that you can get into that habit to really create the life that you're looking for. So
sure.
awesome. I think that's it. So
Yeah.
I'm going to see and check in with Miss Debbie Beebe really quick because she's still here, right? Unmute, but there she is. Woo
I'm
woo.
here. You guys are
Hi.
amazing. Thank you guys for the training tonight. I have a couple of things that you guys prompted in me. First off, when Mark was talking and he was like, you know, how did that work for you and blah, blah, blah. And he was giving you guys script. I was wondering how you guys were writing that down just looking at him. I saw Sean writing. I saw Sean, and I think I saw April, but I'm thinking, good job, because he gave you guys some golden nugget scripts for sure. And I just had to razz you guys on that. But congratulations for showing up to your business meeting. And again, Stephanie and Mark, stellar training. Stephanie, you brought up scripts, and I know you trained on that this morning. And then Mark, this is my segue. You talked about, you know, we can't be the know-it-alls. We can't know all about that. We got to move people, not product. I love that. And we can't be the know-it-all. And I got a really harsh, loving lesson from Rhonda Collier on that, because she said, Debbie, what if you didn't know everything about all the products? What would happen? I'm like, oh, but they're calling me because they know I know everything. Like my ego was so big because they know, they expect it from me. That was my profession. They expect it from me. Can't tell them I don't know. She goes, your team can't do that. And so it was, I needed to regroup and figure it out. And it was so freeing to say those words. You know what? I don't know every ingredient and how it works. I'm not the scientist. I'll send you, you know, if you, what product are you most interested in? I'll send you info about that, or I'll send you the info about the system, but write this down because this will be your best friend right here. And while Mark was talking, I had my little posting, I was writing little Post-it notes everywhere. This is what I say. When I got started, I needed something clean. And Isogenics is very clean. This is all you have to say, is very clean. There's no artificial flavors or ingredients, and it helps remove impurities from our system and has dense nutrition in it. You will get the results you're seeking as long as you use it. And that's all you need to say. That's it. And unless somebody is a scientist or is really trying to use an excuse, they're not going to care what more you know about it. They're not. That right there will be your best friend. So between Stephanie teaching scripts and everything Mark said, and I hope you took notes or maybe rewatch this, it was just gold. Platinum is platinum. So thank you guys so much for that. And I'm really proud of all you guys showing up on business meeting. It makes me happy. Thank you.
And I will say, I know Gina took a heap of notes, and yeah, and Monique was the one that put up about move people, not product. So I can't take credit for that one.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you, Debbie. And you're always so brilliant when it comes to your script, because as you and Jeff have been doing this for so many years, like it's so natural. And sometimes that can be so intimidating. That's why for me, if I know what I'm going to say when I hear somebody make an objection or when someone asks a question, because I live, breathe, eat Isogenics all the time. I carry around my Isogenics bottle at the gym. Someone's going to ask me about it. I need to be prepared of what I'm going to say. And if I'm not, you feel so uncomfortable, and you don't want to do it when you feel uncomfortable, right? I mean, that's what we've been talking about. When you feel uncomfortable, you don't want to do it. But when you learn to embrace and learn to shift that perspective to be uncomfortable. Yes, being uncomfortable is good, and tweaking that mindset from uncomfortable is bad, I gotta stop, to no, uncomfortable is that cue that says I'm going in the right direction because I'm changing that 2 millimeters. You know, it's just that little shift to be, okay, I'm willing to be uncomfortable a little bit because I know it's going to make such a huge difference in my life, in the lives of the people I'm touching. It just is worth it. And that's really kind of the crux of the whole thing is it's got to be worth it, right?
And I'm the same as you, Stephanie. I carry my isogenic shaker cup and I put my BCAAs or whatever, or nitro or whatever, when I'm at the gym. The amount of people have asked me, I see you isogenic. So I go, yeah, mate, it's amazing. It's what's changed my life. And then I say, why do you ask?
So
and
simple.
Say, oh, just interested. Yeah, why do you ask? You know, and it goes back onto them. Oh, I was just curious. And say, oh, mate, so you got some health goals? You know, maybe I can help you like you help me. And that's it. Why do you ask?
Are you on Facebook? Let's get connected. I can send you some information. Boom.
That's exactly.
Super simple. Don't have to overcomplicate it. That's what I love. And that reminds me of what Debbie said. She's like, it's so simple. So simple. She said, it's clean. It helps you get the impurities out. There's no artificial colors or flavors. Like, those are easy. And those are things people understand because they're in our culture now. 30 years ago, you probably wouldn't have been, they probably would have been like, what? But now everyone's all aware of that kind of stuff. So it's easy to say and it's easy to remember. So that makes it even better.
Yeah. And actually, Stephanie, sorry, I just thought of something then about an objection that I got the other day. And I know that in Canada and America, you get this as well. So I'm not going to put down any other products or anything like that, right? I'm not going to try them. But everyone's heard of U-Foods, HelloFresh, all these meals and all those sort of things, right? And people often say, oh, isogenics, it's a bit expensive. Would you agree? Everyone put their hand up? You've had that? I think it's expensive. Okay, right. I've got the actual clipping. So about 2 weeks ago, and I haven't got my head around how I'm going to promote this without putting these other products down, but I took a screenshot from my TV of a morning show. And what's happened in Australia is there's been a huge, because of COVID, there's been a huge increase in those online ordering systems, ordering these foods. HelloFresh is about half a dozen of them, right? And the thing was, they showed what you get and how much each meal costs. Okay, I was blown away. The cheapest meal was $8. Now, HelloFresh, because I've used HelloFresh many years ago, and I know that it was great, fresh ingredients, but I still had to cook. I still had to prepare it all, and it took me a good hour. Because I'm not the best cook, right? So I'm reading instructions and whatever else. But the reason they said that people are buying more and more of this was convenience. That was it, convenience. So when we become time poor, what's the first thing most people do? More drive-throughs, more Uber Eats, more takeaway, because it's time. So this was all about convenience. So that was the number one reason, was convenience. Number 4 out of a survey they did of why they use these products was cost. So it's all about convenience. Now, how quick is our meal? Now, I want to say this. In Australia, the cheapest out of these 4 or 5 meals, and I'm going to put this post up in this picture, was, I think, about $7 something. In Australia, our isoline shake, remember, it's a complete meal. Because we just compare meal to meal, is $5. So when people go and say it's expensive, remember, we're a system. We're a health system. We're not just a meal.
Right.
Okay? You want to compare meal to meal, then just how much is a shake?
Right.
Okay? But we're a nutritional system. These other meals, like some of the meals come pre-packaged. I think that's it's not HelloFresh, it's can't think of the other one, but they come in pre-packed meals. They just throw them in the microwave. So that's great. That's even more convenient. However, I can't go on a trip because I need to refrigerate that product. You don't have to do that with isogenics. I can go traveling overseas when COVID lifts. I can travel somewhere in the car. I can go on a business trip. I can take my nutrition with me, right? But we're a health system. These other products aren't. We adapt our system to each individual person's needs. You can't do that with HelloFresh. Okay, great product. Don't get me wrong. They can pick what they like, but then again, who's the expert to give them the advice? We don't have to worry about that. Yeah. Okay, so just some benefits if you're competing these. You know, light and easy was on there. I don't know whether you get that over in other countries. Light and easy, all those sort of stuff. I've been using light and easy. Great, but compare apples to apples. So I'm going to try to do a post. I'll put it in the team page, guys, and you can use this as a bit of a comparison. So just remember, apples to apples. It is way, way more cost effective when you compare a meal to meal, and a lot more nutritionally dense. I'll tell you that right now.
Absolutely. That's so funny because I actually mentioned my favorite objection when someone says, that's really expensive. Really? Compared to what?
Yeah.
Compared to what? Like what, what are you comparing it to? And not doing it in like compared to what? Like, tone is huge in that. But at the same time, that's a really easy, quick way to go, really compared to what? Because you could take that anywhere. You could take that to food. You could take that to sick care if you're working on being healthier. There's so many things you can go with that compared to what, because their mind went somewhere and you need to know where they went.
Just finding their mindset, what's their obstacle, what's their objection, and then exactly what you said, what are you comparing it to, just so I know, we're on the same wavelength, and you can go, you know what, I felt the same way.
Exactly.
I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way. You know what I found? I actually found it's more cost effective and way more time effective. Isogenics.
Yes,
And then
exactly.
you can go through why.
Right.
Okay, so
amazing. Boom.
Yeah, there you go. Debbie's just posted up. Boom. Good.
Debbie's going,
Debbie,
boom, drop the mic.
as Jeff and Debbie always say, it's they take, copy and plagiarize. So, I mean, again, for all the new people, I can't say how great the IBU website is. It's all in there. The training tab in there. Guys, everything you need is in there, all the scripts, everything. Step 1, step 2, steps through as you're going through your journey. It's all there. Yes. We just regurgitated in our words exactly what's there, guys. Yep. And just remember, we can't duplicate ourselves, but that website is duplicatable.
Absolutely.
I would like
bestUtraining.com. Yep.
I would like some of these points in bestUtraining.com. Like,
sounds good.
The points you just went over, Mark.
Yeah, the form.
And Stephanie, the points, and then, like you said, compared to what, and Mark, how you just handled all those objections, because objections are really just excuses. Somebody's just worried, can I do it? Will it work for me? That's all they really are. It's not really about cost.
That's right. And we only know what we know, and we don't know what we don't know until we experience more. That's learning.
Yeah.
So it's finding out what they know, what they don't know, and explaining in a way that hits that trigger point, that why.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Yay. Thank you so much, Mark, for training today on such short notice. And this was phenomenal. I mean, such an amazing and powerful training, as I knew it would be. All right, so why don't you take us out?
Okay, no problem, guys. So thanks again for coming along, guys. Sorry I'm in the car today, but so seeing as I'm in Australia and we're upside down here, we're standing on our heads basically. Is that it? The other side of the world. So we're going to go backwards. So everyone ready? You ready? 3, 2,
unmute
1.
everybody.
Oh yeah, mute. Sorry, everyone unmuted. Right. Okay, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Isogenics.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
So good, you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Stephanie. Bye.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. Have a great day. Have a great night.